Greetings from parts unknown. My name is Sonny Sofrito, and today I am joined by the
greatest general manager in I Like Wrestling history.
hashtag self-proclaimed. And today I am also joined by
Roger Adams, one of the finest co-hosts in all the land.
Oh, it's so good to have you back, Roger.
I know, thank you.
I missed you.
I miss you guys too, I really did.
and we welcome you to episode 13 of the Yep I Like Wrestling podcast. Real quick before we start going forward, we shouted him out on all our social media, but due to many technical difficulties and us basically just brain farting and forgetting it ourselves when we finally did record, huge congratulations goes out to the one and only Hall of Pain, Mark Henry.
Whoa. Yes.
That is the dude. He is the man. He's so freaking cool, peoples, and we're so happy for him. So, I mean, this is a belated congratulations, but we just want to make sure we show him some love because he's shown Yep I Like Wrestling love in the past, and wish him the very best and looking forward to his speech.
I was like, well, Mark Henry, I mean, there's a lot of controversy in this year's Hall of Fame, but if anybody, I could definitely say he richly deserves it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
World's strongest man, sexual chocolate, 20 years of some odd, putting in his time, putting in his dues. But anyway, congratulations to Mark Henry. Well deserved. Shout out to Mae Young too, because that was one of my favorite Mark Henry storylines with Mae Young.
It's also one of mine, although how ridiculous it is. I even go so far back to remember, like when he just joined WWE, he was wearing those cheesy American tights.
Oh no!
Me and Mark Henry go way back.
By the way, did you ever see the meme we put up on our Instagram account? Where it was like before Black Panther, him in those tights, and then after Black Panther is him in the Nation of Domination.
Yes.
I deeply regret not seeing this. I think I'll have to go check it out.
Yeah, definitely go check it out. If you scroll through our feed, it was like it went up like the day after or 2 days after Black Panther came out.
Can I just tell you all how extra I am? I have a crown at home that I wear when no one's looking because I am the king of extreme. I actually wore my crown to go see Black Panther. Like, it was so good to wear my crown in public. It was so good. I just want to let you all know that. There are pictures on my Instagram of me wearing my crown.
It's like, because you have a crown, I should buy a captain's hat like I always wanted. I want to be called the captain.
I will buy you a captain's hat. I would love to do that.
Teddy, just so you know, none of that surprised me whatsoever.
None of it. See, yeah.
None of it was surprising
it's just
whatsoever.
so rare that I get to wear my crown out.
The fact that you didn't call it a tiara and you called it a crown.
No, it's a legit crown. It's a legit crown.
I know, but I'm just saying the fact you didn't call it a tiara just surprised me. That's the only thing that surprised me.
I just have a simple question about that crown. Is it marked Burger King on the side?
No, it is an actual physical crown. It's not made of paper. It's a real crown.
It's made of plastic.
It was a little Burger King-ish because it did look like you got it from a movie set.
No, it doesn't fold.
It's on the commercial set.
It doesn't fold.
No, but it looked like it was on the actor that was dressed as Burger King.
It could have been.
Yeah, so I'm
But
I'm
either
just
way,
saying.
it was good to go be extra Black Panther. Really good. Shout out to Wakanda.
Yeah, shout out to Wakanda and all of its success for being the first ever black superhero movie to gross over $1 billion. It's actually the highest grossing solo superhero movie of all time in the United States.
Well, it was awesome. It was a great movie. You had a great story, great action, great performances, and I can't get over that last line of the movie. That was so good, man. That last line.
That definitely made the movie for me.
Yeah, I mean, all I want to see is a prequel with Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger.
Ooh,
I think that would be awesome. You know.
Let me get that. Let me get a Cottonmouth prequel from Luke Cage. I need a Cottonmouth prequel.
Cottonmouth was Shamir Ali.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I co-sign that. I definitely co-sign that. I didn't like the. Matter of fact, I was upset that he died so early in Luke Cage.
And we got that whack villain.
This is becoming like a comic book podcast.
I'm on the wrong podcast. I don't know what's happening anymore.
Let's get back to wrestling.
Yes.
I just want to shout out Angela Bassett because she's 95 looking 25. So good black don't crack. So shout out to Angela Bassett about that one.
I always had a crush on her.
Oh, she's looking good.
Yeah.
My favorite line of the movie, "Hey Auntie." So I've been going around my house just saying that for no reason, by the way. I just say "Hey Auntie" for no reason. But let's get back to Raw. Shall we do it Raw, gentlemen? You see what I did there, Sonny? Do you see what I did there? That's called journalism. All right. So what happened, boys? What happened on Raw?
I swear to God, this fucking guy.
Okay, so I believe the first thing that happened here.
So anyway, once again, thank you, Mark Henry, for all you've done for wrestling.
Yes.
Congratulations. Weird way for us to go back to that.
Yes.
But moving on. So let's start off talking about Raw. Everybody's Raw thoughts. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I said it just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Roger, you take the lead on this one.
right.
What did you think of Monday night's wrestling program?
What's the name of it, Roger? What's it?
Monday night's wrestling program? Monday Night Raw? Yes, what I think about Monday Night Raw. I thought
Good,
it was
like Campbell soup.
I thought it was a perfectly serviceable episode. You know, I think any
He said
episode,
raw and serviceable, Sonny. Oh my god.
I mean, dude, you can't be saying those words each time you're on,
I
bro.
thought he said he was professional. I guess I
no,
should
no,
take
no, no,
the
no,
face
no,
back.
no, no. This is a professional thing, but that happens to have Teddy on.
I was like, well, you know, I don't think NPR they would laugh at me. But in any case, let's not get too
We
deep.
digress. So yeah, Monday Night Raw, starting off with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. I mean, the only thing that was missing was Roman Reigns showing that he had a ticket to get inside.
He should be given a white flag. That's what he should have been given over the last 2 weeks.
You know, every time they see him get his ass whipped, it just means more and more that he's actually going to go over at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, that's the typical rule of thumb. I always go by those booking patterns. If I see one guy get beaten down all the time, you know he's going to win. I mean, come on, guys.
But how much can I take? How many times do I have to watch Roman get beaten down?
Just so you can watch WrestleMania and watch him be triumphant.
Well, I was already going to watch, but I can't keep watching my favorite wrestler get beaten to a pulp.
Well,
It's like the Rodney King video. After a while, you can't just keep watching it.
Or it's like watching What's Love Got to Do with It.
It is. It is. Roman Reigns getting Ike-turned by Brock Lesnar, a 300-pound man swinging a steel chair. Still don't know why that happens.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure the fight in the limo would have been way different if it was both of them.
Jeez.
Yo, damn, I want to see that shit now.
I can't do this. I can't.
Roman Reigns kicking Brock Lesnar in the groin.
In the back of a limo. I'd love that.
With sunglasses on. wearing a pantsuit.
Shout out to Angela Bassett again. Oh my God, we just went back in time.
Yeah, that's why
Okay.
it's called
Imagine-
in comedy. It's called a callback.
Callback.
Yeah, it's called a callback.
Imagine Brock Lesnar in a perm and 60s haircut.
And the sideburns.
Oh God. Paul Heyman as a backup singer.
It's talking with that.
I'm in here, Tina. I'm in here. Oh, I love that film. Oh dear.
All right,
Anywho.
Bet he can take Roman Reigns.
Oh goodness.
you do realize that Roman is Tina.
I'm ignoring that.
I was like, no, Roman does triumph at the end just like Tina.
Is he gonna run across the highway? Is that what I'm gonna watch at WrestleMania?
Maybe. You
to
just
get
have-
away from Brock, he's
You
gonna
have
run
to
across.
wait for the payoff.
Oh dear. Can we just get through Mania? Because I feel like
He's gonna end with Roman singing "Keep on rolling."
I will not
keep
stand
on
these jokes. I will
rolling.
not have Roman ridiculed by you all.
No, Roman's a fine athlete.
You know what
He's
the title of
finest athlete.
the title of this is? Roman Reigns is Angela Bassett.
If you're listening, Roman, don't listen to them.
He
Don't
already
listen.
has those Angela Bassett arms.
That's true.
yeah, that's
Those
true.
fine black features. That's enough of this, gentlemen. We're not doing this tonight.
And that long hair.
That's true. He is a little Angela Bassett-y.
Flowing long hair.
Oh dear.
Next week he's got an episode of 911 he's gonna be appearing on.
Oh God. Another great show. Well, anyway, I'm over this. Like I said in the earlier podcast, I don't really want Roman to be champion. But like you all said, he's probably going to be going over on Brock. I want the belt off Brock. Don't necessarily want it on Roman's waist. But yeah, it looks like we're going that way. Guess we'll see at Mania.
This is what happens when you talk crack about Brock Lesnar. For 2 straight weeks, you go up to Vince. I was like, what are you doing about this? It's like, well, I know enough to suspend you. How about that?
And he just waltzes back in.
Yeah.
Goodness.
With no ticket in hand.
Nothing.
But let's go down the rest of the card because Raw was okay. It just kind of further the story. I want to get to a couple of key points. So Nia Jax defeated Mickie James. We knew that was going to happen. It's just regular lead up. The 205 Live, Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali.
I forgot they were on WWE.
I was actually shocked when I saw them on Raw.
Yeah.
Dude, I was
they're still here?
Yeah, I totally forgot about 205 Live altogether.
It's like when you haven't seen a guy at work and then he strolls by, you're like, nigga, you still work here?
Matter of fact, from every other source that I've seen, though, like 205 Live has actually been pretty lit over the last month after Triple H taking it over.
I've been hearing the same thing. I just usually when 205 Live is on, I'm doing other things.
Out of sight, out of
I'm
mind.
doing the same thing. I haven't really seen a new episode in 3 weeks. I'm
See,
ashamed to say.
the problem is that, and it's not so much that they need to put more matches on Raw. They need to possibly do like a special, the same way they do the NXT Takeover, once a month or once every pay-per-view. They need to do maybe like once a month a special episode, or once every 3 months a special episode on TV to try and bring viewers in. And that would, on a programming thing, it would draw people in to want to watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if they did it like, you remember the Clash of the Champions, how that was like a quarterly thing?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, yeah, that would be a bad idea.
Clash of the Cruiserweights, something like that. That would probably be a really good thing to bring up the interest. I mean, they're doing it right now. They're just trying to do solid booking and just grow it organically. That's what it appears to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's still kind of like you don't feel the same.
I'm going to slightly disagree with you, and you know how much I hate to do that, Sonny.
Yeah, of course.
I think that the Cruiserweights should be incorporated on Raw and SmackDown weekly, so then they are never out of our minds. I think if you put them on their own programming, it's more of a chance of people going, I don't want to watch that. But if you incorporate them into the show each week, then they're fresh on our minds. Because yet, like Monday, when Cedric Alexander came on for a split second, I was like, oh, who's this big black guy? And I was like, oh, yeah, that's the guy that flips around. But if he had been on each week, and then it's like less of a side entity, then people would actually probably be more invested into them.
All right, but at the same time, Teddy, that's exactly what they've been doing.
No, they haven't. They haven't been on Raw in forever.
In forever, but in the very beginning, they were both on Raw and after SmackDown. So and then they took them off for a little bit,
But Teddy's saying that they should have one match on each show.
Like how the Divas have 2 segments, give the Cruiserweights 2 segments.
Yeah, but it's
but they already have their own show after SmackDown.
I can't deal with that. I'm busy after SmackDown.
Yeah,
that's when the hookups come over. I'm busy. Sorry. I don't have time to log on to MySpace and watch 205 Live. Thank you, Vince.
I don't understand. People do 3 hours on the Monday, but not 3 hours on the Tuesday.
Yo, Roger.
I'm busy.
Roger, he just said log on to MySpace to watch 205 Live.
Vince is everywhere. He's on Facebook. He's on MySpace. He's on Instagram. He's on Pinterest.
Nothing's on
yes,
MySpace.
He is. Everything.
MySpace isn't even on MySpace
Vince is
anymore.
like syphilis. He's everywhere. He wants you watching everything.
Shout out to WWE stock price, by the way.
Moving along, so, The Miz had an awesome freaking segment.
He most certainly did.
That segment with the Miz Taraj and Finn Balor.
That was actually very
one of the
very
most
good.
And
entertaining
Kobe Lopez.
people. Greasy Queen.
Kobe Lopez.
Greasy Queen.
Stop. His name is Seth.
His name is Greasy Queen.
Hey, man, I'm marking out for the fact that he has a Latino last name. It's funny, like, we don't really say his ring name, which is Seth Rollins. We normally, is either I say Kobe Lopez or he's saying Greasy Queen, but we never call him by
Greasy
name.
Queen.
I mean, it's like, I don't know. We could just go off assumptions. He has a Latin last name, but I doubt if I put a plate among fungo in front of him, he'd know what to do with it.
He would.
I like the effort, but it's mofongo, no manfongo. that's something that Teddy does in Newark.
Oh, Jesus. What I do on a Saturday is my business. To stay warm in Newark.
Thank you for the Spanish lesson. I do appreciate it.
No, de nada. So
Miz is very easily the most entertaining person on Raw.
Oh, by far.
Without a doubt. So, yeah. And shout out to the Miz Taraj and Finn Balor, and that Greasy Queen even kind of held his own, too. So, it was a good segment all the way around.
Which led to a very funny meme that was put into the Yep I Like Wrestling group.
By your favorite general manager. Go ahead and say it.
By someone sitting at this table, which I ain't gonna front, that shit had me cracking
It's
up.
funny. It's Finn Balor standing behind the Miz, and the Miz has a worried look on his face, and then the meme says, just the tip. Because you guys love to say that shit. I don't know why. Because you all never put just the tip in. But it's a very funny meme, if I do say so.
Moving
you
along.
Know that.
Yeah, I
you
do.
being a man.
But we're not going to talk about what I do in Newark, okay? So
On a Saturday night.
to keep warm.
I mean, Jersey doesn't exist until I need it to.
You know what? I agree with that statement.
I am not going to let you all badmouth Jersey.
I'm glad you didn't say the good name of Jersey.
No, there is no good name. I just don't want you all badmouthing.
Okay, so Teddy, you want to talk about the time that we went to Raw together and we had to dodge all the crackheads going to the path?
Dodge is such a harsh word. We had to bypass, okay? That's your problem. You don't think on the bright side.
But, dodge, bypass, the
Meanwhile, we never had so much fun.
The English language is so
It sounds like you
intriguing.
guys are playing a real life version of Frogger, where instead of it being like alligators, you had to dodge crackheads.
It's like The Walking Dead, actually, but we had fun that night in Raw.
That was a good fun night.
Jesus Christ.
Continuing.
All right, so moving on.
Oscar.
Let's talk about. I had high hopes for Jamie Frost.
Did you?
Yeah, I looked at her. I was like, Alright. She ain't looking that bad. Okay.
She was looking kind of cute.
Yeah. I was like, all right. She, you know.
I guess we saw two different Jamie Foxx. She had suspenders, lace, fur, sneakers, fishnets, and Kate Gosling's hairdo. She just rolled out of bed.
All right. So
that didn't look like that to me.
I thought she was kind of attractive.
What?
Yeah. Nah, hey. I thought she looked all right. You know. I would listen. I'm not gonna judge a woman by her ring gear.
She looked like she fell out of bed and into a ring. That's what she looked like.
Let's not slander the fine makeup people at WWE and the costuming people.
Well, we'll get to Ronda Rousey in a minute and her makeup. I don't know what was going on with that.
Yo, on that, I definitely co-signed that shit.
Yeah, that weird red.
What is it that Tara says? Shout out to Tara.
Yes.
She says, zombie ballerina.
Yes. And let me tell you, when I was watching Raw, I make notes because this is journalism. This is professional. I actually wrote here, and you see it says, Tara isn't going to like this. It's shout out to Tara.
Yo, for real, Tara.
Shout out to Tara.
That's exactly what it says. And
Tara's not going to like it. The red makeup, I don't know what she was going through.
Yeah. That should look like she had like pink eye.
You know what though?
In both eyes.
Can we talk about Ronda Rousey? You know, while she's still in training.
Before we get to that, because we get this.
Because I have some serious concerns.
We all do.
Yo, dude, I have many concerns. But real quick, Jamie Frost. All we needed was Chris Tucker from Friday. You just got knocked the fuck out.
Fun fact, by the way. Fun fact, by the way, with that match, it's Jamie Frost's first actual match
Ever
Ever in WWE?
Yeah, ever. Beforehand, she was actually a manager in a bunch of other indies. I just found this out
so that was
today.
her first in-ring?
First ever in-ring match.
Well, she took that one shot really well.
Sometimes it's all you got to do.
Light work.
So, all right, cool. Moving on. Okay, so we got Matt Hardy in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So, let's talk about the Saved by the Bell moment with Sasha Banks and Bayley by the lockers, looking like they were.
Again, go to my notes. What did I write?
Oh my God! Yeah, Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
But dude, you know that we put up a meme too.
Yes. After I was like, oh my God, they're stealing my stuff.
Yo, dude, it was so totally Slater versus Zach.
Yeah.
No, matter of fact, like, can't you just imagine Bayley just? You remember that one episode where like they was addicted to the pills, to the caffeine
I'm so
pills?
excited.
I'm
Yes.
so excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
I'm so scared. Oh, for the first time in years, I was entertained by Sasha and Bayley. Yes, finally.
Then after that, they got pulled in by WWE wellness policy.
Oh, 90 days. 90 days. Jesse Spano, 90-day suspension.
But yeah, dude, that fight. Yeah, I was digging it. And you know what? Haven't I said they're gonna have at some point?
They were gonna do it in the ring. But they
said
did it backstage.
But I said they're gonna have really out like a real nasty brawl, and they're gonna get spotlighted. And you know what? This is gonna continue at the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Well, maybe not the women's battle royal.
I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad. Got it confused. Yeah, the women's battle royal.
Bayley does look like Andre the Giant a little bit, but no, they're gonna be in the women's battle royal.
And which
she has
movie?
better booty than he does, though. I'll give her that.
Princess Bride. Yeah, but no, the segment came off good. I was worried that they were going to do, stiff shots like real wrestlers, but it turned into a cat fight, and you all know I love a good cat fight.
Yeah.
They were literally being pulled apart.
There should have been a pool next to them.
I was like, yes, come on, cat fight. Yes.
So we had Allison's niece was spending the night at our house. She's not like a child. She's a grown woman. She just was crashing there. So she watches wrestling. So I'm watching it with her. And as soon as the refs come in, I just said, and the men in stripes show up.
Always. They have such authority. Always.
But then I got surprised by, I forget her name. She's one of the head trainers for I think for the women.
Sarah D'Amato.
Yes. So when she showed up, I was like, oh, okay. This is. So it was funny because the first thing I thought when I saw that, I was like, is this going to be is this a teaser into her becoming possibly the first female ref on WWE?
No, there already is a female ref, though.
No, but I'm talking about on a regular basis on the main roster.
Oh, okay.
Because there's no female ref on the main roster.
I mean, well, last time I checked, there is one on NXT.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about main roster. That was.
I was like, there isn't one, but she wouldn't do it because she only wants to train. She doesn't want to wrestle.
No, I understand, but the thought that came up was like, could
we have?
Because I think that would be pretty dope to see a woman in there reffing maybe a men's match. I think that would be interesting because it's like I relate a lot of things to basketball. When women started becoming refs in the NBA, I thought it was a great opportunity for women.
Yeah.
And if they want to continue, if WWE wants to continue being progressive, that's a good way to go. You know. So
well, they could easily bring the female ref that they have from NXT over to WWE.
Oh yeah, no,
possibly
without
for Mania.
question, without question. It's just, it was just initial thought. You seeing her with the other refs breaking it up. That was the first initial thought that I had.
Okay.
I remember Candice Michelle was a referee once. She had some very interesting referee gear. That was really fun. I hope they bring that back.
Yeah, I actually remember that too.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Shout out to Candice Michelle, darling.
Dude, I honestly, bro, it's like you're more of a dog than me sometimes.
I am. I do love the exploitation of women. Yes. Anyway. Speaking of exploitation, Braun Strowman is still on his way to becoming tag team champion.
All right, so
Tag team champions.
So crazy.
One for each of these hands.
It's so crazy. You are burying an entire division
Yes.
to bring up Braun Strowman.
Sometimes you have to do that. He doesn't need to be champion for too long. Only a couple of weeks.
Oh my God.
And
Yeah.
then we'll get back to normal.
Unbelievable.
But I actually really, really, really like the idea of this. I mean, if we can't have Braun Strowman in the Universal Championship picture, we might as well have him with both other tag team championships.
Oh my God.
I just love that idea.
True.
It's epic.
God.
I mean, we'll see what happens with
like-
these hands.
Although I have a strong feeling they're going to ruin it by picking someone like the Big Show to actually be his tag team partner.
Nah, you know who I think it could be? Kaz, Big Kaz.
Really?
Oh my
'Cause-
God, you're right about that.
Yeah.
He's been cleared.
He's been cleared.
But the way I figure it, they'll probably bring him back the night after Mania.
No, true. But the idea is, what music do they bring him back with?
They'll probably give him some new stuff.
Yeah, I mean they will, but it's like, there's gonna be some Enzo chants.
I mean,
Actually, I think most people have forgotten about him already.
no way. Once
Nah.
Cash shows up, they're going to
Yeah.
remember. Where's Enzo?
especially here on this podcast, we're always cracking Enzo
Always.
jokes.
Hashtag no means no, or sometimes. All right.
Hashtag under the influence.
If she says no, just keep going. No, I don't say that.
Jesus Christ.
Just ask again.
What
All
you
right.
do in Newark on Sunday mornings is not up to, we don't want to know.
My rent gets paid. That's all
I
I'm
mean,
going to say.
like I say about Jersey, it only exists when I need it to.
Need it.
And these are the thoughts and concerns
Oh, the disclaimer.
of Roger and Ted,
You got disclaimer too, bucko.
and do not necessarily reflect the thoughts or opinions of Yep, I Like Wrestling.
Welcome to the
But
club,
they
Roger.
reflect the thoughts of Roger J. Adams.
Yeah, they definitely do. All right, so moving on, Absolution with, you know what? Her new name is Pink Eyes.
Pink Eye. Zombie ballerina. Shout out to the Green
Zombie
Glamazon
ballerina
Tara.
Pink Eyes.
What's going on
The
here?
angriest ballerina of all time.
What is happening? What are we doing?
You know, whenever
She's a pink swan.
Oh God! Oh God! It's terrible.
whenever I see her do any sort of wrestling move, I kind of grab my chest, just hope she doesn't like break anybody's arm just casually.
Yeah,
The way she's throwing these women is just like, oh my God.
Yeah, that shit was painful, dude. I was looking at it, I was like,
Are
what the
we supposed
fuck?
to believe Stephanie McMahon is gonna have a chance in hell if this were like a real fight? Like,
No.
was that what that package was supposed to do? Sway me in some way
The last match she had was like the last SummerSlam before they went to Brooklyn.
against Abella, which
Yes.
is basically fighting bed bugs. You spray it a little, and they
Yeah.
come back 2 weeks later.
The most aggressive that guy was just a couple of slaps and a couple of uses of the word bitch.
Yeah, like really, it doesn't sit well with. You know what they should have done if they absolutely positively wanted to bring in Ronda Rousey? She should have been in the Mike Tyson role as a special guest enforcer for Mania for maybe Asuka and Charlotte
Yeah.
at the most.
And then turn on one of them.
any one of them,
Yeah.
or take them out, take them both out. Fine.
Yeah, that
but
would
to
be good.
have her come as a full-time wrestler. The worst MMA fighter is still better than the best pro wrestler ever. Like, how are we supposed to suspend disbelief? And it's Stephanie McMahon. You're not even putting her in the ring with someone who could possibly throw hands with
I
her.
mean, well, Ronda Rousey's no Shayna Baszler at this point.
I mean,
So all right, cool. So
Be real.
the rest of Raw was whatever. I mean,
poor Rhino.
yeah, poor Rhino, poor Mr. Raj, and do we say poor Kane? I mean, dude,
Oh, Kane.
the whole John Cena Kane thing. I mean, actually, you know what? I kind of enjoyed the match, but at the same time, I was like, where is this really getting us? Just get to the freaking point.
I felt like I got transported back to 2009 all of a sudden.
Oh, shit.
John Cena versus Kane as the main event? What?
Yeah, it was a little lackluster.
For no disqualification.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just was like, all right, look, we're in hurry up and wait mode for waiting for Undertaker to finally say, yeah, I'm going to fight you.
If I were Vince, you know what I would do just to piss everyone off? I would not have Taker show up. I would literally have John Cena begging at WrestleMania, and then we send someone else completely out. Undertaker just doesn't show up. Everyone gets pissed.
What if there was to send out a little person in the Undertaker outfit?
Oh, God, no.
No, don't do that.
Like, send out some random guy from
that would
NXT.
be so foul.
I know. Matter of fact, I would send out the Undertaker in full, rolling gear, and I'll just have him just talk 100%. It's just like, John, this is a little desperate. You know I'm retired.
He is a little desperate.
You calling me out for taking pictures of my wife's Instagram,
Yo,
but
wait,
that's my wife's Instagram.
Wait. He comes out and he's like in not even ring ready gear, not even ring ready jeans.
Like a velour tracksuit, like a grandpa with a fanny pack.
Yeah.
Like a Fat Farm velour suit.
Yes! And sandals, like at the barbecue when your grandfather is cooking.
Yeah.
he
He's
just comes.
and like he's just walking to the ring eating like a freaking shish kebab. Like, yo, listen, dude,
With a
stop
Coors,
it, bro.
yeah.
With a Coors in his hand, yeah.
If I were booking this, you know what I would have done? I would have had him fight Kane, and then Kane wins. And then at the end, they rip the Kane mask off, and it's Taker. That would have made every man come in his pants, and you know how much I love that. So yeah, but you see, Vince
That
doesn't
would've
have.
been genius. That would've been the best way to
I'm
go.
a fucking genius.
Damn.
I'm amazing.
But we would have been able to tell by the movements. He ain't that quick no more.
Make the match quick.
A very quick match where he just goes to the ring, he grabs him, he choke slams him, and yeah, actually that
Very
would
quick
work.
signature moves. Sonny, he's crazy for blocking. Block it so we can't actually see him face on.
Yeah.
Quick move, 3 minutes, like Sex with a Jewish Guy. In and out, 3 minutes, done.
Fucking
Boom.
guy.
He
My God.
rips the mask off. It's Taker.
Jesus.
Every man would have passed out and died in that arena. You're welcome, guys.
I believe we're getting dirty looks in our recording facility here.
Oh, I always get dirty looks. Sorry, I'm used to it.
That's fine.
I'm used to it.
We'll be all right.
We will.
Shout out to New York.
Yeah, shout out to NYC.
Shall we move on
So-
to SmackDown?
Yes, because this is going to be quick.
Like Sex with a Haitian guy. Okay,
Dude, can you not let us know about how...
sorry.
what
I
it is?
thought this was a safe space. I apologize for sharing.
Yeah, it obviously is a safe space for you, but not for us.
Yes.
Fine. Like Sex with a Jewish girl. It doesn't happen. Much like SmackDown. All right. So, remind me of something. Jinder Mahal was champion like last week, correct? And now he's like a janitor. Basically, like he just shows up with his little bottom boy, Mr. Singh.
Yo, gender, I have no words, man. It's just like, it just gets worse and
What
worse every
happened?
week, man. I mean, it's almost as if his booking has gotten worse than his in-ring.
So bad.
I mean, you can say that about a ton of other people, man.
No, but it's really bad.
Well, I would say I enjoyed the segment.
Okay.
It was nice to have two tops and their bottoms arguing with each other. So that was fun to watch.
I mean, what I
That
will-
was fun.
I think this card will definitely be on the pre-show, although it's now a four-way dance.
But somehow Rusev is over like I don't know what. And
Hopefully
Jinder
Rusev
is-
will win. Because that will at least satisfy everybody for a little bit.
It's like, you know what? I think he won't win only because the fans are so heavily behind him.
No, well, yeah, because, I mean, you want to antagonize the crowd. But if they're on the kickoff show, you give them that belt just because it's the kickoff show and you want to make sure you get everybody on a high. And then you're going to start bringing them low and then bring them high again, low again. Because, I mean, remember, WrestleMania, at the end of the day, WrestleMania is a show. So
the greatest show on earth.
the booking has to reflect a show that has ebbs and flows. So you have to have your highs and your lows. And that would be, if it's to start the show, got to be the high. That's just my thoughts on the
I
booking
was like,
aspect of it.
man, you just assume that they're actually considering about putting on a good show and not just like siphoning everybody's money as quickly as possible.
Yeah, but I mean, the best money is long money.
Best money is long money.
Yeah,
Wait,
so-
you guys are talking about the pre-show. Wasn't WrestleMania like 9 hours last year? Like, why can't they be on the real show? How much pre-show do we need?
There's a 2-hour pre-show. There's no reason to have a 2-hour
And then a
pre-show.
5-hour Mania.
It's like, I mean, even SummerSlam. I sat through the last couple of SummerSlams, and they were long affairs.
This is too much.
Well,
a
it's a-
7-hour
it's a-
show is not good.
It's actually a 6-hour show.
Oh, because that's so much better, Sonny. 6 hours.
Yeah, because It's pre-show at 5.
6
Then
hours of
pre-show-
rip-roaring wrestling.
Yeah, because that happens,
It-
Roger.
It's like Super Bowl, so you got to do it.
I'm
up
sorry,
like
you
Super
lost
Bowl.
me. Like what?
Never mind.
Like what?
It's
Never
a
mind.
thing with football that's made. Never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, you lost me.
Yeah. You tell him it's guys in tights, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, okay."
No, stop trying to fool me, Sonny. No. Speaking of men in tights, Ruby Riott took on Becky Lynch.
Oh, that's
See, Sonny,
mean.
we're not doing this. I
Oh,
told
that's
you I
mean.
wasn't making fun of Ruby Riott anymore. I asked you.
By the way,
to.
real quick interjection: if you have not seen Yep on the Street, go to our YouTube page right now. Just press pause right now. Go to our YouTube page. It is youtube.com/YEPILW. We did a segment. We have 4 episodes of the segment. It's called Yep on the Street.
Who's it hosted by, Sonny?
It's hosted by a very, very, very crazy dude named Teddy.
Your general manager.
We call him
Self-proclaimed.
treacherous Terry in certain circles.
Yeah. And he's at basically doing a man on the street show where he's interviewing different fans out on the streets. And
Good job, guys. Thank you all who stopped by and interviewed with me. Shout out to Chris Guerra, Chris Gutierrez, Chris Black. Damn, I had a lot of Chris's that day.
Yeah.
My word.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charmaine. Yeah, there were so many people. Thank you all for hanging out with us that night. And yeah, check yourself out on YouTube.
yeah,
But
it was a great video, very hilarious.
You're welcome,
and,
Sonny. You're welcome.
a lot of Ruby Riott bashing, you'll see.
You did it. You told
Yeah.
me to say it.
I didn't say shit.
It was like, am I the only person that digs Ruby Riott,
Yes.
her and her Mike? Like, I saw her actually wrestle at HOG, and I was very impressed with her, and I was so happy when she got called up to the main roster. I really like her. Am I the only person that likes her mic skills? Am I the only person that digs her?
I think she's pretty good in ring, and she's okay in ring because she could be better, but it's just the jokes make it so much funnier, bro.
It's like, it probably does.
She
but-
has the perfect face for radio. So, moving on. Daniel Bryan, yeah,
So yeah,
he's going to WrestleMania. I don't care.
so we talked about this. We knew this shit was gonna happen. Daniel Bryan
I don't
and
care.
the possibly coming back Shane McMahon.
I don't care.
I actually care about the
What?
match. I just don't care about the build up. I just want to get to it already.
Well, he just was able to start wrestling just like
Yeah.
a couple days ago.
I mean, let's be real. The clearance was probably there for a while, but they just timed it. Because the clearance wasn't there for a while. There was legitimate, clearance issues when it came to him, and I really strongly feel it had to do with the fact that he wasn't upfront about shit when it came
Sonny,
to.
So like,
I
yeah,
have-
if you actually watch a lot of those interviews, he will tell you that he was lying to
Yeah.
the company about a lot of things.
Yeah, and the company is, they made up of people that don't take that shit lightly.
It's like, yeah, such as the shareholders, full exposure, like myself. I do own a couple of shares in WWE. So that means you guys should
such a name
definitely get
That's
the
why he
network.
wants the pre-show to be 8 hours and a 9-hour Mania.
Oh, no, I don't want it to be 8 hours. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to the shareholders meeting and ask them about that directly.
All right, guys, so I've got some tea for you all. So
Okay.
this is what
Yes,
happens,
please.
right?
What's the tea?
You ever heard of Munchausen syndrome? I work in a mental health clinic. Munchausen syndrome, it's when someone makes someone else sick so then they get the sympathy. Notice how Brie Bella had a baby and then automatically Daniel Bryan's cleared to go back to work. Really? That was awfully coincidental. But when they were just dating, he can't wrestle, his neck is broken.
I don't
Now
think
all of a
that's
sudden
relation.
she had the baby, he can go back to work now?
These are the thoughts and opinions of Teddy.
Disclaimer.
These thoughts and opinions do not represent
Come on, man.
Yep, I Like
Her
Wrestling.
biological clock was ticking. She needed a baby. And now all of a sudden she got a baby and he can wrestle again. She was making him sick. There was
Again,
nothing wrong
these are
with
the
his neck.
thoughts and thoughts and words of Teddy,
Brie
and do
Bella,
not
if you're
necessarily
listening-
reflect Yep, I Like Wrestling.
I'm on to you if you're listening, Brie Bella. I'm on to you.
I think that correlation is a bit much to say, personally speaking.
She
but,
looks like a dish rag.
Jesus Christ, man.
dish rag. That's a lot.
Well, anyway, moving on. I'm excited about the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers and Usos.
I like their Easter outfits. They were very snazzy.
I just like this one line: the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers ended in calamity.
That's a very dramatic
Oh,
word.
Yo, dude, there needs to be a pay-per-view called Calamity.
Yes.
WWE's Calamity.
Well, they could replace Great Balls of Fire because I wasn't a fan
Oh,
of that
yeah.
one.
Really? I'm surprised.
I don't like fiery balls. I don't, because it always spells trouble when the balls are on fire. It spells trouble, Sonny.
It spells the clinic.
It does.
I can hear Vince just going off in the boardroom about the name Great Balls of Fire.
Oh, yeah. You know he thought that was amazing. Yeah. He thought it was amazing. Only Vince.
Okay, Vince, we get it.
All
Great
right.
Balls of Fire.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that match. I can't wait for that. Yeah, so we had Ziggler versus Tyler Breeze. Whatever.
I have a question.
What's up?
What happened to Fandango and Tyler Breeze? At one point, Tyler Breeze was the next coming.
Breezango?
Coming. No, this was before that they were tagged in. When he was in NXT, all I heard was Tyler Breeze this, Tyler Breeze that. He was
Breeze
amazing.
wrestled Jushin Thunder Liger in WWE.
And then, I hate to say this, but there was a point when even Fandango was over, where one day I was on a train and the subway car broke out into Fandango's theme song.
Yeah.
He was
That's
so
rare.
over. And now, what the fuck are they doing?
Fandango has such the ability to be a breakout star, but they don't really want to give him the tools that he needs to
Now he's
actually
doing
do that.
Fashion Files. I cannot. What
Yo,
the
they
fuck
got
are
that
they
shit
doing?
over, too.
They did.
They got
I
that
can't
shit
It was
over.
over for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Then it took off TV.
It was
So
actually one of the things.
disappointing.
It was actually one of the things I actually wanted to watch SmackDown for.
What?
Yeah, it was funny.
He likes Ruby Riott. You like Fashion Files? What?
It's like, man, the Twin Peaks references really got me. They did like one episode of a
Shout
bunch
out
of
to the
Twin
80s.
Peaks references. Oh my.
They did.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the Ascension? What happened to them?
Well, I don't know.
They descended.
Descended.
The last time I saw them, they got clotheslined by JBL, and that was it.
Oh, JBL.
Yeah.
Don't you remember that
I
assembled
do.
burial?
Yes,
When they got all of
they
the
did.
tag teams from the
They had
past?
been buried years before that, but yeah, I remember JBL clotheslining. Yeah.
Yeah.
He comes off of commentary, takes off his suit jacket, and
Yes.
gives people clotheslines from hell.
Do you know
Alright.
he once slipped into a shower to bully The Miz? Do you know that's a true story?
Nah,
The
they,
I-
Miz
I've
was
heard
showering.
rumors
JBL
of
went
this.
into the shower with him. This was a bullying thing. Something about eating chicken over Benoit's bag, and then the whole locker room hated him. Yeah, JBL once, bullied
The
him.
wrestling business is
that sounded like some real jail shit, yo.
He did, yeah. But shout out to The Miz. He stayed with it. And look at him now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Makes me think of that meme you put up.
Just the tip, Sonny. Just the tip.
Jesus Christ. And then on to the main event of SmackDown, which I like to say is called Nita Face. I love saying that
He
shit.
loves saying that.
Nita Face.
I do not love seeing Shelton Benjamin in a
how
main
many,
event.
You know how many people I want to go up to that I just want to say Nita Face.
But you got to pat them on the head like he did AJ Styles, because that's the kicker right there.
you're going to get to Nita Face.
No, just go for a full kick and then pat him on the head, just like, thank you for waiting for that.
I did love the pat on the head. That was funny. I was like, okay, I kind of like it now. But yeah, Sonny does like a good Nita face.
Yeah.
I was like, I just want like a whole CD of Shinsuke Nakamura just reading children's
Oh
stories.
God, no! Jesus.
I don't know if that would be the greatest thing or the worst thing.
See the blood coming out
it'll
of my
be-
ears.
Yo, honestly, that would be like the Kemi Mutombo when he was doing the
Oh.
same thing.
Not in my house. I can't do this with you, Sonny.
It's for cookie.
Oh God, I can't.
So imagine Shinsuke. C is for cookie.
It's like Oscar is Morgan Freeman. Like I can't deal
Green
with
eggs
it.
and ham.
God. Oh no.
Green eggs and ham. I don't want. I want a Nita Face.
Why do they giving this man a microphone? I will never know.
Oh man.
I'm glad they just took that mouth guard out of his mouth though while he's speaking.
Okay,
Yeah, 'cause
because that
Remember
helped.
that month? That was great.
Yeah. Then it's him with bad English and a speech impediment.
And for
It's
no
like-
reason now.
It's like I'm looking forward to WrestleMania because I feel like the build up so far has been kind of crappy, which normally means it's gonna be a really good show. Because like every time they do a really whack build up, it's always a great show.
Yeah, like the Mania 31 build-up is one of the worst I can remember, but that show was they actually pulled it together.
Yeah. But let's divert from WWE to New Japan. Just had a show on
In U.S. soil.
in U.S. soil out in California, man.
Yes, this will be the second show. Not the second show this year. They'll be doing another one.
Oh yeah,
G1.
that's on 7/7.
special. Yeah.
Yeah, July 7th. They're doing another show. That's in California
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
If you not sure what we're talking about, New Japan Pro Wrestling had their Strong Style live show on Access TV, which not everybody has, but most, it's carried by by Verizon.
Yeah, it's on a good chunk of cable systems out there.
Exactly. So they did
Unlike TNA, but go ahead.
that's
Shout
on
out to Dixie Carter.
that's on Lease TV.
It's on public access here in New York, but
Yeah, exactly. But yo, Jesus Christ, TNA's on public access.
it is. I saw it the other day. It came right after the
Midnight Blue.
it came after the Passover special. That I was like, hey, is that Dixie Carter? But yeah, it was. Yes.
Shit, you watch it Midnight Blue, all of a sudden it goes to TNA.
Jesus.
Hashtag
Robin
to the,
Bird. Yeah, it came on after Robin Bird.
Those are references that only certain people will get. So if you want, Google it.
Yeah, we call it a
or
1%
don't.
joke.
Or don't. So anyway, so New Japan.
Yeah.
And they had a decent card. I mean, it was basically a pay-per-view worthy card.
Oh, almost certainly. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a great show, a great lineup. The first match, Roppongi 3K versus SoCal Uncensored. I mean, two great teams.
I mean, run through the card, Roger. Like, because the thing is that myself and I, as well as you, right, Teddy, that you've never seen. Have you ever watched New Japan?
I have watched clips of it.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to really watch a lot of the show this past Sunday, but I mean, dude, tell us about it. How dope was it?
I mean, it was a pretty lit show, like most New Japan shows are. I mean, you have like a bunch of matches on this card that were just excellent. Jushin Thunder Liger versus Will Ospreay. I already mentioned him once today. We had the Golden Lovers versus the Young Bucks, which is, in my opinion, any Young Bucks match is always going to be a quality match, whether or not if you like their extensive amount of super kicks that they like to do.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the thing that it's not your traditional WWE.
No.
They do a lot of, for lack of a better word, they do a lot of fucking around compared to WWE.
It's like, yeah, that's what makes their matches fun.
But the thing is that it's like they take the lightheartedness in their matches, which is what's making it entertaining.
Exactly.
And I think that's actually a key element that makes them fun to watch.
It's like, yeah, there's a lot of hardcore wrestling fans that dislike the Young Bucks strongly, but I love them because I know exactly what they're doing. They're trying to get money for themselves and their children. It's like, of course, you do that by generating heat. What's the easiest way to generate heat? Do the IWC.
Exactly.
Easiest way in the world.
And, the IWC stands for the Internet Wrestling Community, which is something we're going to touch on in a moment after we finish talking about New Japan. Because, I mean, one thing I want to get your thoughts on was the whole Cody.
Can I just say how much I love the Rhodes family? Dusty has given us an eternity worth of sound bites for years to come.
Oh, without question.
Goldust is still wrestling. I mean, say what you will about him. He may be old. He may be tired.
No.
Let's
He's still
just
got
say
it. He's still got it.
This man took a gimmick that has lasted almost as long as The Undertaker, so that should tell you something.
Yeah.
And Cody is a phenomenal talent. And he likes black women, and his wife is hot. So yeah, shout out to the Rhodes family.
Randy Rhodes is hot as hell.
I was like, nah, I actually do follow Dustin Reynolds on his Facebook, and he is a Texan Southern country boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hardcore. And then when you see him don, the cat suit, the bodysuit, and the face paint, he just transforms to that character. I mean, he's the man. I always respect him for that.
When Cody came up, I wasn't really confident in what he was going to do. Mm-hmm. But like in a lot of situations, sometimes you gotta leave the comfort and go out on your own to prove what you can really do. And that's exactly what he's done. I mean, they have a YouTube show called Being the Elite.
Yeah.
With the whole Bullet Club, and
very popular show.
Yeah, that show was pretty dope. And it's almost, it's like the whole thing with New Japan. It especially in America, it's kind of like part of that underground wrestling culture.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily indies. It's just there's certain fans in certain categories. Mm-hmm. You have your primary fans that want to watch WWE. For lack of a better comparison, McDonald's.
Yeah.
Then you have, like your Shake Shack.
Yeah.
That would be
NJPW.
that'll be New Japan. Then you have Kentucky Fried Chicken. I mean,
did you point at me when you said Kentucky Fried Chicken just now?
No, actually, I meant to say Kennedy Fried Chicken.
Oh wow, even ghettoer.
So Kennedy Fried
Kennedy's
Chicken
got everything.
Yeah. So Kennedy Fried Chicken would be kind of like if you're looking at but like that's just a
they like to be
freaking.
called Impact.
That's
Worship
just.
the album.
I mean, is TNA really the Kennedy Fried Chicken of the wrestling world?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
So then, yeah.
If there's nothing else open, you go to Kennedy Fried Chicken, right? So when there's nothing else on, you'll watch TNA.
I was like, except when you go to Kennedy Fried Chicken, you'll be at least somewhat entertained and delighted by the food you'll be receiving.
Do you know they sell condoms at my Kennedy Fried Chicken in Newark? I swear to God, that's a true
that's
story.
just honestly just the
You know
safest
what?
thing.
You know what?
All that unprotected
Honestly,
sex.
I swear to God, I'm going to take a picture the next time I go.
Honestly,
All that chicken
the
influenced
fact that
unprotected sex.
the fact that they do, I am not
swear to God.
surprised because it's Newark.
They sell cigars for blunts and condoms. No joke here, no punchline. I'm going to take a picture next time I'm there.
Like I'm going to say for the third time, Jersey is only real when I need it to be.
Are you giving Jersey a disclaimer, Roger?
I am giving Jersey.
Yo, you know what? You know what? I co-signed that disclaimer.
You know what? My rent is $60. Leave me alone. Okay. You know what New Japan reminds me of? Okay, children, tuck yourselves into bed. Uncle Teddy's going to tell you a bedtime story. Remember back in 1997, late Saturday night, if you had a certain television reception, you watched a little show called ECW.
Oh.
Not everyone was a fan of it, but those who watched it, there was something about this little known thing that made you stay up until 2 a.m. I used to go sneak out to the club and then come home, and this thing would be on. And I didn't know why I liked it, but there was something gritty and
Different.
there was something.
yep.
There was a gem in there. If you could ignore Francine rolling around in a thong, but
And WWF at the time and WCW raced to copy what was making them so popular, thus the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
So New Japan kind of reminds me of ECW back in the day, where it's this little thing underground, but there is some type of gem going on there.
The momentum is
But
growing.
what makes it so much more different is the fact that they're that here, but back in Japan, they're the WWE.
True. Yeah.
It's almost as if it's similar, but it's not, and that's what kind of throws it off. And one thing I gotta say, I love watching New Japan wrestling done in Japan, because I just find it so interesting when you see the crowd just applauding it.
Yeah.
Because it's the appreciation of a real art form, which a lot of people don't give wrestling the credit of. So
I was like, there's a phrase that Bret Hart said once. What is it? In England, it's like treated as a sport. In Japan, it's treated as an art. In America, it's treated as a joke.
Oh,
wow.
Shout out to the Hitman.
And I was
Jesus.
like, yeah, you should buy that book. I got it signed. I've met him twice.
Oh,
he's
dear.
he's a great man with a hearty handshake. I love him.
Hashtag name drop.
Hashtag name dropper. Shout out to Goldberg.
You haven't
just
met
because
Bret
I'm a
Hart?
dick. No, I have not met Bret Hart.
You should meet Bret.
I have never volunteered at a senior citizen center. No.
Also met his son too.
Oh dear.
You might like his son.
Would I?
Oh shit.
I don't know what your tastes run into.
Hashtag I don't want to know. So
Shout out to the Hart family.
So I mean, as far as the rest of the show goes, I mean, it was pretty a solid show, and it's
It was a solid show. I mean, definitely looking forward to the G1 when that happens.
yeah, which I believe is the one that I'm talking about on 7/7.
Yeah, in
So
July.
I mean, if you haven't seen the New Japan show, you should definitely check it out.
I was like,
I'm sure the majority of the IWC has watched it, because it's something that's definitely a part of the IWC, the Internet Wrestling community.
Yeah, it's definitely becoming more and more part of the culture. Every week, every month.
Yeah, and it's growing exponentially.
So obviously we live in 2018.
Yes.
So the internet wrestling.
Last time I
community-
heard.
Yeah, last time we checked.
Yeah.
Okay. The internet wrestling community, IWC, big thing now. Will you agree with me when I say that the IWC has slowly killed professional wrestling?
I would say the IWC tends to maim the fan experience. And the reason why I say that is where the IWC is most vocal in chat rooms and Facebook groups and say Reddit and Twitter, even on Instagram, even though it's more visual, but if you look at the comments, you'll see a lot of hate and bitching and complaining, and it's Roger and I have had conversations over this in the past, because he has a group, I have obviously the Yep I Like Wrestling group, and we've had not beef but differences, differences in how it should be done, how it should be managed, and different philosophies on it.
But can you say that we know too much now. You run your group. Can you say that we know too much now? There was a time when wrestling was fun because we didn't know anything.
Actually, it's like I disagree with that.
Really?
I was like, no, we know everything about the movie making process. I mean, I know that what I'm seeing on the Marvel screen, that whole fight in Civil War, that took place in the airport, never took place in the airport. Didn't even take place on a set. That was all in front of green screen.
Okay.
Actually, you know what's funny? I didn't know that.
It's like, yeah, so.
I mean, but then again, I would not have even cared to even know that, because the movie was great. It told a great story and it was great action.
I was like,
But now everyone with a keyboard is an expert. Everyone with say for instance, I don't want to know what happened. Boom, spoilers. Say for instance, I didn't want to know what was going to happen with The Undertaker. I just wanted him to show up. Now I have read 1,000,000 times that the American Badass is coming. How? The internet. Now I am spoiled, like a virgin on prom night. I am spoiled by the internet wrestling community.
Honestly speaking, in this day and age, if you find yourself spoiled, pretty much you spoil it for yourself. Only because, you know, when you read the internet and when you subscribe to, you know, pages like the Spotlight, you know, they're a news site. They're a wrestling news site. You know, when you like them, you're gonna get wrestling news. Of course, they have to be on top of the wrestling news, which is the rumors. So you obviously could just hit unlike and then just unfollow, like, you know, your favorite, like, wrestling groups just in time where you know things are gonna be spoiled. Which I don't know why that's my responsibility.
Well,
why I have to, like.
Well, here's the thing that to counter what you're saying.
Okay.
The problem is that when you say you're on a social media website, like say a Facebook, first thing that happens is that when you go in, you see your newsfeed, and a lot of times people get hit with those spoilers right off the bat.
Boom! Just like that.
And it's like but the thing is that, again, if you don't want to know, don't fucking go on social media.
Exactly.
The responsibility becomes on the person that doesn't want to be spoiled. It was for people not to spoil them, but at the same time, nowadays you cannot avoid it because we live in such a fast moving society that there's new content always coming. So the spoilers are gonna come, but then there's gonna be new content right after that. So it's like, to wait for everybody else to catch up is a pain in the ass.
But didn't you guys have more fun when you didn't know what was going to happen next week on Raw?
I mean, well, that's when WWE still would surprise you with things, you know? WWE will spoil things on their app, tell you, oh, the Big Show's returning tonight. Come and watch. And it's just like, this is the antithesis of everything about the WWE used to be. The key phrase, both of you guys know this, I'm sure. Anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
That's a damn good Vince impression. He does.
Yeah, he does
really
it good.
does.
He does it.
Say grapefruits. Go ahead. I'm waiting.
Grapefruits.
I love it. Grapefruits. I love it.
Great big grapefruits.
Jesus Christ. I feel like Teddy's going to be playing this shit back later on.
It'll be my favorite part of the podcast.
When he's alone in Newark.
Yes. When I'm at the gym, I'm just going to replay that part.
All right. But just getting back to the social media thing, I mean, you can't blame the fans to do what social media was designed to do. Talk about things and, you know, commiserate.
It's the differences in how people commiserate.
Yes.
You know, like, again, like we've discussed in the past, you know, there are some groups that, you know, you have all kinds of fans and, you know, like say, for instance, in the Yep I Like Wrestling group, the mantra behind it is Yep I Like Wrestling is for all wrestling fans to come together and connect. It didn't matter whether you were a Stone Cold Smark or if you were a newbie. It was supposed to be easy access for everybody. You know, of course, you have a lot of trolls that sneak their way into the group, and we ban them as best as possible. You know, but then you also have groups where they discuss it as an art form and almost in a breaking it down to its bare minimum, which I know they do a lot in your group.
Definitely true.
Which is great also, because I mean, for, you know, to go back to something I said earlier, for, you know, there's McDonald's, but then there's also Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Both have their core audience. Both have people that love them individually and sometimes even together, because we both have members in both our groups. As a matter of fact, you're still a member in the Yep group.
I still am.
And I believe I am a member in your group.
Yeah.
You know, it's a thing where there's room for everybody. You know,
like an orgy.
Well, for me, like I'll speak for my own behalf.
Real quick, those are the thoughts and concerns of Teddy.
Is that 4 disclaimers in one? That's my first 4.
And
I was like,
oh
yeah,
my God.
you're a corporate problem now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll make sure that someone from
Admin is gonna.
someone from corporate will be contacting you shortly.
Kevin, don't text me anymore, please.
You might want to need someone from Glad on retainer.
Oh, God.
Oh shit!
I need a lesbian lawyer. Is anyone listening out there, please? Any lesbians in the group? I need you to talk on my behalf. Shout out to Ruby Riot.
That's that lawyer on Jessica Jones.
Oh, God.
Hey,
Leave
Trinity alone.
This one loves January Jones. Oh, God. Sorry, I'm...
Get it straight.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones.
Thank you, Jessica Jones. Sorry.
Yeah, I actually got through 2 episodes. I haven't.
You did.
Yeah,
You hung up on me to go watch it. I remember.
Yeah, I meant to watch more, but then I got caught up into watching The Crown, and The Crown is the fucking bomb.
Shout out to the royal family.
Yo, The Crown is dope.
God save the Queen. You're welcome.
And it wasn't because of you,
How many English people do you see right now? So you're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. All of you are welcome.
You know what? Shut up, Redcoat.
Oh, God.
All right.
Anyway, so Roger, back to your point, please.
All right, so yeah, back to talking about the IWC. I mean, I am still a member of Yep, I Love Wrestling.
Yep, I like wrestling.
Yep, I like wrestling, if you want to be specific.
He loves it, Sonny.
I was like, and I met a lot of people. I actually met a roommate that he's a member now. His name is,
What?
He's my roommate. You shouldn't even need to know his name.
Yeah, we all know who your roommate is.
It's like, yeah. But in any case, though, I mean, it was just really like a difference in philosophies, you know. When I want to talk about wrestling, I want to talk into like the serious aspects about like match creations and about the booking. I like all of that.
Well, it's for, again, lack of a better word, it's for the wrestling nerd.
Yeah.
And the thing is, nerd is not a 4-letter. Well, it is a 4-letter word, but it's not a 4-letter word in the traditional sense. There are, I'm a basketball nerd. I could break down statistics about players from like the 70s and 80s and 90s, but I also like to just bug out and talk basketball with other people who are not into all that statistics, and it's just like, yo, you saw that dunk? That shit was off the hook.
Yeah,
Sometimes you want to talk about it objectively. Sometimes you want to talk about it, introspectively. So there's nothing wrong with that.
True, but at the same time, I don't want to really have to dodge like troll artists to try to like over-explain my point.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing, and see, the thing is that because of how we run things in sometimes you have people come in joining the group new, they'll think it's just like every other group on Facebook, and then they start trolling and bullshitting and talking shit. Then when we catch it, because sometimes it's like with any community is, you have people that they'll see it and they ignore it, but if you don't report it, then it doesn't get noticed by us, the admins, who have to be the police of the group.
And to be fair, like how many members do you have? The last time I checked, it was
right now,
like 10,000.
We're at almost 14,000.
14,000 is a lot of people to manage. I mean,
of course.
I mean, my group, which I'm the admin of, is only about like a little over 2,000.
Yeah, you're almost at 3.
Almost.
Yeah, I mean, and you guys have grown it really well over the course of the past couple of years.
And it's like, and we're extremely strict about the type of person that we want posting there. We're not even crazy about building our numbers to like 4, 5, or 6,000. We just want to have the level of conversation be the level of conversation.
Yeah, and I get that.
That's good.
There are times where sometimes you just want to do something where you're just talking to a lot of different people who happen to like what you like. And then in your you're in your group, it's a certain type of conversation, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I was like, I mean, instead of bitching to high heaven about what a bunch of us at the time felt about the forum, we just made our own under our auspices. And
and it was something that when I heard about it, I was like, hey, you know what? It's all good.
It's sort of like having a podcast. If you don't hear what you want to hear, you make your own podcast, and there you go. Just like that. But I'll be quite honest, if I wasn't the fabulous general manager of Yep, I wouldn't be a part of the group, because it's all up and down my timeline. Like, it's too much shit.
Self-proclaimed.
Here we go. It's too much on my timeline. I can't deal with it, but I'm the general manager, so I have to deal with you people. Shout out to all you people in the group. I have my Glad on. I have my Glad attorney on speed dial. Keep it up, Sonny. Say self-proclaimed one more time and watch what happens. So yeah,
self-anointed.
So I actually like that better than self-proclaimed. Anointed. Oh my God, I sound fabulous now. Self-anointed.
Yeah.
Hashtag that.
Means the same shit though.
But either way, if it wasn't for
you
me,
can tell I've been watching The Crown, right?
Fabulous self-anointed GM, I wouldn't be on it, because I kind of like not knowing what's going to happen on Raw and sitting down in my recliner in Newark, Jersey haters, sitting in my recliner in Newark and watching Raw and Smackdown, not knowing what's going to happen, as opposed to having my new cell phone Sonny, blinging every 15 seconds.
But going back to that, I put the blame squarely on WWE because they keep on spoiling everything.
Yo, dude, they become their own worst enemy because like they're constantly dropping spoilers. It's like
I'd agree.
I forgot what it was. There was something that I remember specifically when it was like 2 or 3 months back, and they spoiled it, and I'm just like, why the fuck you spoil that shit?
Well, I mean, take Ronda Rousey. Like,
It was Ronda Rousey.
Had they not said a word and she just showed up at Royal Rumble, every man would have urinated on himself.
Like, that's the WWE I miss. Like, just surprise me.
Yeah.
Well, you're a shareholder. It's your own doing.
I will bring this up at the shareholders meeting. I promise.
And when you speak to Vince, you let him know because I know you're gonna drop that name. In a minute.
It's like I want to also know why Paul's getting 2 checks.
Oh, shout out to Triple H, Mr. Levesque.
He's doing good business, but I kind of have my misgivings. I'll bring that up when I.
He doesn't deserve the 2 checks.
It's not that he doesn't deserve it. I'm just wondering why is it not for the sake of smoothness? Why is not one? At a reduced.
So 1 big check or 2 smaller checks?
1 slightly less bigger check.
So, okay, because I was wondering if it was about being a treat.
The second one. Shout out to Katie Vick.
Oh shit!
Or you all run out and find out what I just said, children.
Please don't Google that. Man. Please don't do that.
Hashtag Katie Vick, the best storyline in history.
Mm-hmm. 5 minutes of your life you're never getting back.
I'll say that sarcastically.
Yes.
So,
Sonny, shall I go home with you?
No, hell no. Hell
Fine.
no.
Sonny, take us home.
That is a wrap for episode 13, the Taz episode.
Shout out to Taz.
Version.
Is he still on the announce team at TNA?
No, he's on the announce team of his own podcast.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. How the mighty have fallen. Oh, word. Wasn't he like the original Suplex Izzy? Wasn't that his gimmick?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Recycled.
It was more like Suplex Town.
Red Hook. I wanted some crackhead jokes about Red Hook. Go ahead. You were talking about Jersey. Go talk about Red Hook now.
Nah, that won't be necessary. They're coming up.
Yeah.
They got Nokia.
By the way, Brooklyn doesn't exist unless I need it to.
Oh, see?
I was like, well, you know what?
See?
You can't really have Brooklyn be a blank space on the map. You kind of need Brooklyn.
I'm just saying.
They have Barclays. They have got something.
Yeah, so I'm going to need you to remember that next time I see you at a Raw or like an event out there.
It's no Jersey.
Listen, let me take it back. Let me take it back. Since everybody likes to mention I'm the old person, aka Tara.
Oh, Glamazon, I miss you.
Yeah. So I remember a time when it was always Uptown versus Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Because I'm from Harlem. So, yeah. Uptown,
it's like Harlem, y'all swear you're your own borough when you're not.
Yes, we are.
It's not. It's never been.
Listen, we rule things. We're Uptown.
I've gotten way too many dirty looks from people from Harlem when I come up there.
You should. You're from Brooklyn.
That's exactly how. Yeah, that's exactly how it works.
These boosting Harlem dudes want to come and look at me cross-eyed. I don't like that at all.
Fine, Roger. Thank you for joining us. I missed you. Don't stay away so long next time.
You know what? Thank you for joining us if you're ebullience. You look that one up. Hashtag Webster.
And listen, make sure you follow us and subscribe and like us. We're at youtube.com/YEPILW and soundcloud.com/YEPILW. And also check out one of our new segments that's going to be premiering. It's called Yep on the Road with Tara. Exactly. As well as our interview with Hot 97's Hip Hop Gamer and episode 4 of Yep on the Street. We got a lot of stuff coming and we're doing it all for you. So thanks for joining us. Take care. Have a great week. See you soon. Peace.
Peace.